my speech is called Community Service Builds Character. I've given each of my audience members a handout that's a spreadsheet for a high school to use when their students volunteer for community service. Milton Berle once said, "If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door." Service learning helps students learn how to create opportunity for themselves through the motivation that's learned when they volunteer. This is such an important thing for everyone to learn for a life skill. Researcher Diane Heaton says the biggest problem students have today in school is a lack of motivation. And through volunteering, they learn this motivation, and it's so important for our youth today to learn this because someday they'll be the leaders of our nation. In high school, I had to volunteer, and I had to get a certain amount every year to be able to graduate. And at first I thought it was so bothersome and just another project I had to do for school, but I realized it was a great opportunity because I was able to help my community and the people around me, and in the long run I was helping myself. I was able to find out something that I really had a passion for, and now I'm looking forward to doing that in my future. It would be so valuable for every high school to consider making community service a mandatory thing for all their students because it benefits the community, the high school, and the students themselves. So how does community service benefit the community? One, it helps improve the local community. When students help volunteer businesses around them in their community, the business doesn't have to spend their money on hiring another employee. They can have the option to spend their money to improve their community locally. It helps beautify the community. Two, it creates a closer bond in the community. When people are working together, there's so many diverse people with different backgrounds that are able to work together for a common goal, and that creates a tight-knit in the community. And three, it supports all the families in the community. Whether you're helping to volunteer with children or the elderly, it helps the people themselves and their families around you. Volunteering in the community helps students have motivation, which in return helps the high school. So how does community service benefit the high school? First, it forms respect. When students go and work with new people that they've never met before, they learn how to work with new people and create maturity. When this happens, the students learn how to interact with their peers and also their teachers more maturely. And this makes it much easier for the school to deal with all the students. Secondly, it creates motivation in the students. When students go to volunteer for businesses, they're able to find out what's out there in the world and possibly find a passion for something that makes them want to excel in school and helps them get better grades in all their classes because they have something to motivate them. Community and the high school are both benefited from service learning when high schoolers volunteer, but most importantly, it benefits the students themselves. So, how does service learning benefit the students? Well, it's been proven by the National Service Clearinghouse that students that go to a high school where it's mandatory to volunteer have higher scores compared to students that go to schools that don't have a mandatory service learning project. Secondly, Clearinghouse's student says that students gain certain skills that they need throughout life. When students volunteer all the time, they're learning how to work with the community, and it's 3 times more likely for those students to feel like they can make a difference in their community and have a passion to learn more about world events. So it's important to consider making the change in all the high schools because it's beneficial for the community, the high school, and the students. George W. Bush once said, "Education plays an essential role in helping students develop into future leaders. The skills and ideas people acquire will help them make wise decisions in the coming years." We all have to remember that someday the youth will be the leaders of our nation, so why don't we start today in helping them become better people? Thank you.